This is big American Airlines. American Airlines boy, reporting live from the field. I've been on vacation for the past week. I've had days full of beer drinking and nights full of whiskey drinking. It's been a long one. I can't be in studio today for the recording, but I know it's going to be a great one because I won't be there. And I'm a bit sacrilegious today flying Delta instead of American Airlines, but I'll get by. I just housed about 2 pounds of chicken fried rice in the airport. Now I'm waiting to board, and it's going to be one hell of a 6-hour flight. I'll talk to you soon. I love you all. Good night.
Back to the show, fan favorites.
Hello.
Wife of mine is back on the show, Devon Glockes.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Well, you heard my jet-setting co-partner who's once again missing in action.
I know. And Nick, if you're listening, I know you're listening. I'm sitting in your spot.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It is weird. I don't really like it.
Oh, I like it a lot.
It's very strange.
It's channeling strange emotions through me. I don't know how I feel.
I'm not going to set you up for as many bits, nor do I sing as much. I don't know.
We're going to get you singing by the end of the episode.
Oh, boy.
Because listeners should know we fucked up the intro.
We messed it up real bad. Sorry, guys.
We messed up the intro, but, well, not the one they heard. The magic of editing, Devon, will fix the one we fucked up. But because we fucked it up, something listeners know we do during the intro music when Sufjan is playing his song, we crack open the beers and you hear them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we fucked up the intro, so we cracked the first beers, but we needed the cracking sound. So we cracked the second beers. Now we're Stone Cold Steve Austining them together.
Yeah, we have 2 beers. We have 2 beers in hand.
Double
fisting. 2 beers. Cheers.
Cheers to 2 beers.
Cheers. Hey.
Yay, there it is. See, you got Nick's rolled down.
No, but do you see me keep looking longingly at the pink microphone? There are colored tabs, colored tape on all of the microphones that we use in the studio, and one of them is pink. And I always use the pink one.
They're the same microphones.
No, they're not. I'm now on...
It'd be weird if we sat on the same side of
lavender,
one.
lilac, purple color.
It's just purple.
It's probably purple, yeah.
Mine's orange. The problem with putting a pink and an orange one in the low light of this studio, you can't tell the difference between the colors.
Yeah, one should probably be like black. That would be like...
Well, then we'd mix it up with the purple. We could probably take this off air. What beer are we drinking? You picked this up on the way over.
Yes, I did. We are drinking Melvin Killer Bees American Blonde Ale.
Yep.
But it also says swarming at the top, so I'm not actually certain what the beer is actually called.
Yeah, I don't know what swarming means, but
it's like swarming is like really, really small at the top there.
Yeah, and there is copy. You wanna read the copy on the side of the can?
Shit.
This is usually Nick's favorite part. No, the little.
I was reading the
here.
government warning.
No, nobody needs. Well, go ahead and read that. Read the government warning. Yeah.
According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects. That's number 1. Number 2, consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to drive a car or operate machinery and may cause health problems.
Yeah.
All right, on to the copy. Ready?
Well, that's the copy that I love to know.
That's the first one I went to.
Do I get behind the wheel or not? No, there's copy on the side of the beer.
I have not read this yet.
Don't hate, party is their tagline, and then they write this.
And there's a little elephant man on a little a little ball
an elephant kind of standing there on a ball.
And then recycle. But anyway, above that it says, "Dear enjoyer, our award-winning honey ale starts as an American blonde. We then add around 8 pounds of light clover honey per BBL." What is BBL?
I know, but I'll tell the listeners. You keep reading.
The honey adds a subtle sweetness and light honey nose. A crisp, light, all-day drinker, great for watching your lawn get mowed. Ooh, that's what I do. And by watching my lawn get mowed, I mean I watch you weed whack the 4-inch patch of grass that we have outside of our house.
Yeah, Seattle doesn't give you much
once
of a yard.
every 4 months.
Yeah. And it needs it again. Like
it does.
As I'm
Douglas
weed whacking, I kick
help.
up Swisher Sweets and stuff like that.
Yeah, that too. There's like a mini Fireball bottle in there usually.
Yeah.
But Douglas tries to help mow the lawn by kicking incessantly.
Pees on it.
His urine or feces everywhere around.
We don't have much of a yard.
No, we don't.
No.
It's patch, but it's fine. Anyway,
BBL stands for barrels. A barrel of beer is 31 gallons.
That's a terrible.
Yeah, so 8 pounds. Well, they're using
BBL barrel has what, 6 letters, and BBL is 3. Like, is that?
I know, but it's if you're in the
is that
know.
better? I
As a
don't know.
brewer, they talk in BBLs.
Mm.
8 pounds of light clover honey per barrel. That's quite a bit of honey. So you can
ta-
definitely
wait,
taste it.
Do you taste honey? Do you taste honey? I'm like obsessed now with this can. I went to happy hour before recording this and had 2 beers, so I'm probably drunk. But
Yeah, you're kind of all over the place.
I
You asked if
am.
I taste honey.
Sorry, I got
And
distracted.
then you were like,
I got
I w-
distracted by the can. Look at the
I know.
can.
Well,
There's an elephant in the background.
Let's talk about the can
Okay,
before
we'll
we talk about the beer itself. There is a man standing there. We'll take a picture of this. There's a man standing there. His head, he's just kind of this figure.
Oh my god.
His head is a honeycomb piece of honey, and he's holding a stein, and out of his torso, out of his sternum, it's pouring the beer. So he is the beer, Melvin. It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, but
it's morbid.
But then he also has wings, and he's wearing.
He's a bee.
Gesundheit over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
He's
Sorry
a
about
bee, so he is also wearing stripes, and he's also very muscular, but he's got wings. Also, I want to let you know that I thought he was facing away from us the whole time. I thought it was behind his back.
No, his head is just a honeycomb.
Yeah, I see that now.
Like I said, we'll take a picture, but
Yeah.
if you could see my screen, he also he's shirtless. He just has
Yeah, see, I thought that was the back of him.
No, he just has like
Anyway,
bands of bee on him.
the thing I like the most, I think, is that in the background is a elephant.
Elephant standing on a ball.
Yeah, in the background.
So
I like it. Okay,
how
back
does
to
the beer
honey.
taste?
Pretty good.
I don't taste much of the honey.
No.
So I'm going to read how they describe their own beer at melvinbrewing.com. It's clean, smooth, slow motion, easy drinking honey. The palate cleanser extraordinaire. Perfect for mowing your unwatered lawn, sipping in the shower, or fishing on a Sunday. Low in alcohol, but high in enjoyment, this beer will not let you down. And if it does, give it a good talking to.
Oh,
So that's kind of strange.
that's very strange.
Like a weird
Not
domestic
certain. I don't really
thing.
want to do that. I don't want to
Yeah.
talk to.
So it did win gold in the 2011 North American Beer Awards and silver in the 2012 North American Beer Awards. It went down for some reason.
Oh,
Um,
and they advertise that.
yeah, they advertise that. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really taste. Certainly, the honey's not overwhelming. Maybe it's
No.
a subtle addition. This is also an American blonde ale. You're an American blonde.
I am an American.
You
blonde.
love blonde ales.
I do. That's why.
What about blonde ales do you like?
I think I like that it's not like a. It's not a light beer. Like it's lighter in alcohol content, but
It's
it actually
5%. This one.
I don't. What does that compare to? Like
It's
what is
it's
a
not
Rainier?
much more than like a Rainier. In fact, I think it's less. Or
okay, that's
it's
fine.
more a little bit more than light beer.
A little bit more than light beer, but it's got more. Like this has more flavor than a Rainier does. I feel like maybe
A little
maybe you'll
bit,
prove me
yeah.
wrong.
This one's pretty nondescript, if I have to be honest.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe I'm thinking of like Maui Blonde Ale. I really like that one.
Has more flavor.
That one has a lot of flavor, so I think that's why I like gear
That's a
towards.
Kona Brewing.
Yeah,
or no.
it's Maui. Maui Brewing.
Just Maui
yeah.
Brewing. Yeah, okay.
It's I gear towards the blonde ale because I'm a lightweight these days.
Yeah.
But I don't like always just drinking like a Coors Light, so I know that a blonde ale is going to be lighter for me and easier to drink.
Easier to drink. Maybe
yeah.
you get behind the wheel after you drink one.
Yeah. we'll
Even
drive
though
across
the
town
government
and-
warns you not
yeah,
to.
well, you're not supposed to.
And also, you shouldn't while you're pregnant.
Mhm.
Speaking of, that's something we wanted to talk about on this episode. Not that you're
No.
pregnant. We're not
Jesus
revealing that.
Christ. Don't
But
do
that-
that. That's
But
not
that
nice. That's a
we don't
negative,
have
everybody,
don't
not-
have any female perspective on this show. It's
No.
Nick and I,
Yeah.
two white guys with
Drinking beer.
little PPs,
Oh,
talking
boy.
about our PPs and drinking beers. And we've talked about themes like how everybody should travel and how people should try to kind of move to a place that's unfamiliar for a couple of years and it takes a while to make friends and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But we really never had the female perspective on
yeah.
that. So tell me a little bit about like, so you bought this beer and you said, I'm thinking about like how I came here and how hard it was to make friends. What about this beer reminded you of that?
Honestly, I think I was like looking at beers. I was walking, the QFC in Capitol Hill on Broadway, the one on Pine and Broadway, because
Yeah.
I had to tell my Uber which QFC on Broadway to go to.
Right.
The QFC has so many beers, and I was like, oh, I wanted a foreign beer, but then I couldn't find one. And then I was looking at these beers, and the Bumblebee Man really caught my eye. But then I
Yeah.
looked at where the brewery was from, and I saw it was from Wyoming. And I was just like, oh, that's not Seattle. It's something it's something different.
Sure.
So long story short, I was thinking of people who aren't from Seattle and basically beers that aren't from Seattle and how I am friends with people who aren't from Seattle. I'm friends with a lot of transplants, but also people who are from Washington State, maybe not Seattle in particular. or who-
East side of the state.
yeah, east side of the
Montana
state
and-
or east side
You
of the
just
state.
equated
Montana.
Wyoming with the east side of Washington State, is what you did, basically.
Yeah.
And they're the same.
Well, no, I'm saying like I'm friends with. I don't think I'm friends with anybody who is from Seattle. I think Sam is the only one that's actually from Seattle. Like
Okay.
that's it. Everybody else isn't from Seattle. Like
Right.
Bremerton or wherever that might be, Montana, and nobody went to school here. So everybody at the same age that we moved here, everybody else was moving here from somewhere else.
Yep.
Right. So I'm friends with a lot of people who went to WSU. Hey
Yeah.
guys.
Washington State University.
Washington State
for the
University.
uninitiated,
But they
yeah.
weren't exactly from Seattle or didn't spend a lot of their younger 20s in Seattle, and neither did I. So we all moved here at the same time. So we had that in common. But as a female who is like probably too codependent on you, and
I would disagree with that. I'm
and
doing all my jackass things like this podcast.
yeah.
And writing and shit.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh,
You're
just
not
like hang out
codependent.
with me and like
Sure.
at home. But I think going out of my comfort zone and being like, okay, like girls aren't mean and girls aren't awful, and there are women that you can align yourself with that are really strong and really powerful, and like they want the same things that you do. While you might not be in the same career or the same like path, you all want the same thing.
Right.
In like my specific field, I work with a bunch of older women. It's just kind of what it is. But it's nice to be around people who
Clucking hens.
Clucking hens,
Yeah,
yes, is what I call them. I love them all so much.
Yeah, I don't. As a male.
Yeah, but I mean, and so their goals are obviously different than what mine are. I mean, they're thinking about retiring and
Yeah.
thinking about grandkids, and I'm like, I don't want any of that right now.
Right, you're looking for friends beyond me.
Yeah, looking for friends, but I think it's hard. It definitely, I can't think that you and I went through anything differently. I think with guys, it's kind of just like, oh, well, let's go watch football. But
Yeah,
for me, it's harder to do that. Like, I don't know. It's like, well, let's go get manicures. I don't know. Do people do that? Like,
No, this is something we talk about all the time. Like Nick and I, we don't have to be recording this podcast or whatever. We'll just hang out, even if football's not on. It's just like, you want to hang out, and maybe there's some loose premise around hanging out, like let's go throw a football or let's go whatever, get a beer or something. But we also have just laid around in the living room and just hung out,
Yeah,
and
I
you
don't wanna-
hate doing that.
I don't know. I don't know if that's because I'm a female or I'm a woman or it's because I'm an introvert.
You're a weirdo.
No, I'm an introvert. I'm totally an introvert. Like I
Yeah,
would
it's true.
rather, like I would rather be alone. I need alone time. I
No, that's not true. You wouldn't rather be alone.
no. I need to be around people, but it's okay if you're like in the other room. Like I need. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Interesting.
Like it's not exactly quality time, but I like also want to know that you don't want to hang out with anybody else. Like you want to just be in the same.
Well, this
house.
is me specifically.
Yeah, this is you specifically, but
Um,
I think all like even friends too. Like I don't know. I'm strange, and there are a lot of strange people. But I've also aligned myself with other people who like to just sit on the couch and not do anything.
Yeah, well,
Like I
even
have a
today,
group of friends now here that's all we want to do. Yeah.
Sure. Even today, you said you went out happy hour with your friend Erison, and you guys were having beer, talking about life, and you had a really good time.
Mhm.
It feels like, again, this might uniquely be you, but it feels like for women, that's something that, at least the women that I've been around, it's not something that necessarily happens as much, at least as
Yeah.
my friend group. Like, we're always just like, someone will bike up to my house and we'll just be drinking a beer and standing there together. I don't know what that is. And
I don't
maybe that
either,
is just my immediate vicinity, or that's the unique experience of moving somewhere else. Like, meeting people is different across genders. Oh, Devon, I don't know if she's burping or
was burping
sneezing.
in the corner.
Oh,
I was
boy.
burping in the corner.
You don't have to
Anyway.
escape to the corner.
Well, it was like a baby burp. It wouldn't be like
Little baby
little
burp.
baby burp. No, but I agree. I think you do need to surround yourself with people that are like you. But unfortunately for me, or fortunately for me, like people that are like me are introverts and want to go to bed at like 9
You guys
p.m.
all are. You do all want to go to bed really early.
Yeah,
And
it's awesome. I love it so much. Like I will
I'm
rock the
jealous.
shit out of a 4 p.m. happy hour and then be in bed by 9 o'clock. And that's like my ideal Friday night.
yeah, I'll go to the 4 p.m. happy hour and then
You'll
be
drink
up
till
at
2
4
a.m. Yeah, yeah.
4 to 4.
Oh, no.
type
I get
scenario.
tired. I'm tired all the time.
Yeah, there's a weird thing I have with like going to bed. It feels so final. What if I don't wake up?
Jesus Christ. Did you hear me do a big swallow?
Yeah.
Glow?
Yeah, you always spit up on the computer in front of us. How's the Melvin going down? Now,
Pretty good, right?
pretty good. So
Yeah.
Nick and I usually pace each other like pretty well. Sometimes he'll really rip one.
Well,
I'm
we have
almost done.
We have two
But
beers
we have
to
two
drink.
because we fucked up the intro and had to crack.
Oh, yeah. No, we did this every time I'm on the show. You
Yeah.
are going to outdrink me.
Well, the pacing has to keep up.
Fuck.
It's okay. But I think that
Sorry.
honestly for this beer,
For the swearing. I'm a listener, so I know we're not supposed to swear as much on the show.
because of Mrs. Patry.
Because of Mrs.
Yeah,
Patry.
we're sorry, Mrs. Patry.
Sorry.
Forgive us.
sorry.
This one hasn't this beer hasn't changed from top to bottom. Sometimes
No,
beers
It's
change.
pretty consistent. I
It's
don't
pretty
know.
consistent. It's just so there's not
Kinda
much
lame.
there.
I'm surprised. For as
Me
like
too.
cool as this can is, I was expecting more.
It might
But I
be the
guess
best mascot we've seen so far.
It's pretty badass. I mean, it's an elephant like balancing on a little
And the
stand.
faceless honey man pouring
is so
beer out of his sternum
cool.
is pretty fucking awesome.
But I guess it should have been like a red flag that I had never ever fucking heard of Melvin, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it was from or anything like that.
Sure.
So where is it from in Wyoming?
Well, I don't know where it's
What's
from
the
in
Google tube
Wyoming,
say?
but let's
No, it says it on this can. I think
let's meet the team of
Alpine.
Melvin Brewing.
Alpine, Wyoming. I don't know where that is. I don't know anything about Wyoming.
So they have a quirky website where they're all wearing weird hats, and the one guy's spitting beer up at the camera, and they kind of started making beer. It looks like this doesn't have like a huge history to it. It kind of looks like Melvin Brewing has just been around for a few years. I don't think there's a Wikipedia entry. There's like a Crack the RIIPA video on the homepage, which is strange. Let's see. We started in the back of a Thai restaurant on a 20-gallon system in 2010 and upgraded to a 100-gallon system in 2011. So they're very new. Like they 8 years old
So
on a 20-gallon system is pretty. They're still figuring it out.
Yeah.
But they've already distributed into Seattle from Wyoming. They might be West Coast. It looks like that's about the extent of their distribution for now.
Dang, I should have picked up. Sorry, listeners who aren't on the West Coast.
Well, it is what it is. They have really cool their website. Their Meet Our Lineup has every single mascot that they have is amazing and fucked up. Like there's a hop guy with wires sticking out of him. There's another guy cutting his arm off.
I will say, so the Melvin people had a 4 row in the beer cooler at the QFC on Broadway, which I feel like there's another burp into the corner
I think
there.
the honey ale is getting
maybe
you're
maybe it was
choked
the
up.
other 2 beers I had. They're doing pretty well if they've gotten into the Broadway on QFC, right?
Yeah. No,
QFC on Broadway is what I meant to say. You didn't even catch that.
No, I didn't. But the fact that they're distributing up here means that they're expanding. We haven't had a lot of really early beers. We talked to the owners of Optimism Brewery, and they're great. They're great, and they're relatively new. And they openly said, we're still figuring our shit out. We iterate on stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Melvin is doing that as well.
Yeah, but someone caught the eye of the QFC
It
beer
might be the graphic design. The beer is good.
So cool.
It's good. It just it doesn't have any particular flavor that I haven't had before. There's a lot of the beers that are at the top of our list. There's something about them that I haven't experienced before. And Melvin, it kind of tastes like a blonde ale. I don't honey
it tastes
that
like
they
a blonde ale, yeah.
Yeah, the honey that they emphasize isn't really coming through. And maybe honey just can't cut through the rest of the beer flavor.
I don't think that's true. I feel like I've had other honey. Oh,
Yeah, speak right into the mic.
I got it.
You got it.
I feel like I've had other honey ales that have had I keep going back to the Maui, and the other one it was Honolulu Brewing Company.
Oh, yeah,
maybe?
Honolulu, yep.
So Joy and I, you guys all maybe know, maybe you don't.
You got to speak right into the mic,
I'm
hon.
talking right into
There
the
you
mic.
go. Oh,
It's
no, now
not-
you are. The listeners can hear it now.
Sorry.
Before you were up here, over here.
Why didn't you
Now
move
you're right
it?
here.
Why didn't I want it?
It's all
This
good.
is how
There
I
you
sit.
go.
There, that's better.
Nick rests his arm on like the band. Oh,
Yeah,
Anyway.
you did too.
go
Anyway,
ahead, go ahead.
Sorry, listeners. We were in Hawaii recently, and there were a couple of beers that had like a significant honey feel to them, and I
Right.
really, really enjoyed them. We had a honey saison down there, I think, from Honolulu Brew Works, and the Maui Blonde Ale is also like super awesome. So I think in my mind, I was like, oh, those Hawaii-based breweries have really awesome graphic design, and they taste really good.
Yeah.
So this one has really awesome graphic design, and this should also taste really good.
No, I think this one's still a little early on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
It is okay. If I may, I'm going to move to the Beer Advocate score.
Sure.
And people rated about how we're describing it. 3.67 out of 5 rated good. So it's fine. And the top user review says mild honey aroma with some floral hops. Taste is soft and light. Crackery malts, a bit of honey, crisp finish. Nothing outstanding, makes a good session beer. That's more or less exactly what we said.
Sippability. It's
Well,
got sippability
It doesn't
or
have
no?
sippability. It has session ability. So that's what I was going to suggest to you, Devon. So the listeners aren't going to be able to see this, and maybe I'll take a video while we do it. But I have a surprise challenge for you.
Oh God.
We're going to try. Do you have this one finished? Doesn't matter if you have this one
I
finished.
don't.
We're gonna try to chug
Oh God.
the second one
No.
that we. Yeah, we're
What if
gonna
I
do
chug
it on
this
air.
one I have here?
How much you got in there? Not enough.
Oh,
We're gonna have to try to
no.
chug.
Oh, we're gonna chug off like.
Yeah, it's gonna be a chug off, and I'm gonna film it.
Oh boy.
And
It's gonna be dead air during that time.
well,
Can you
of course,
play some
I'll
music?
edit out the dead air.
Can
I'll
you play
edit out
some
the dead
music?
Air. Sure. I'll do.
Here.
No, I'm just gonna edit out the dead air.
I have to move closer to you if we're gonna do this.
Okay, so we're gonna. So maybe I will. I'm gonna
Can you
fade
do
in the
like
theme.
I want like no, I was like I want like final
No,
countdown.
I'm
or
gonna
some
fade in
shit.
the theme here, and I'm gonna start this video. Okay, so
Okay.
listeners are gonna know exactly where we're
Well,
at.
this is basically live
All right,
podcasting
ready? So
right
we're
here.
gonna chug this. 3, 2, 1, go.
I am.
Oh!
Holy oh no! I was like, holy shit! You did not.
Ah!
All right, we're back. We're back. We're not. No.
Oh no, do it! You said you were gonna sing. I got you to sing. It was just one chug off.
back to back. I can't do it as good as you do.
Ooh, that's a compliment. You don't
I-
compliment me.
No.
And it's a back. To back.
I always wondered. That's exactly the face I assumed you would make, and you had like a little hip hop.
Yeah.
Like again,
And I
if
kind of cranked it a little bit.
you guys really should do a live episode. Like I'll come in
Well,
and record you.
Maybe listeners should know we're still considering a live episode.
No, I mean I should just like we should go on your
Oh,
Instagram
like
and
Facebook
like
Live or-
yeah, Facebook Live.
What do the kids do these days?
I
Instagram
don't
Live?
fucking know.
I just took a video is all I did there. Yeah, maybe, but we actually do. We have a venue called Henry's Bar in Seattle
yeah.
that we have a live show lined up, but we just haven't kind of pounced on it. We've both been pretty busy at work, and we're also considering a live show back in Manawa, Wisconsin.
Manitowoc?
No, that's Manawa. Manitowoc.
Manitowoc?
Making a murderer. That's Manitowoc.
Yeah.
You don't have to make a murderer in Manawa.
There's
plenty of them.
They're just there.
We'll
They're
eat
just
your face
stagnant.
off. No, so we have a couple of live shows planned, maybe in the summer when it's a bit easier to book. So yeah, people can have that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
Okay.
some new merch going. It's a new year for
Oh.
cold cans. Our back half of our 50 is gonna be much stronger.
Speaking of, so earlier you were like, I've had some blonde ales, like you're so fancy.
What is that? Hold on, do your impression of me.
I've
had some blonde ales.
I've had some blonde ales.
That's not me.
listeners,
Well, I've had some blonde ales in my day.
listeners, did you hear us? So I spoke and then Joey spoke.
It is exactly the same, yeah.
You guys couldn't tell who was talking into the microphone, I bet. No.
What were you saying?
I don't remember. No, I do. You were like, I've had some blonde ales. Oh, I shouldn't go to happy hour before I
Yeah,
record
and
this
then
with you.
rip a beer. You've
You-
had some.
You've had some blonde Okay.
Yeah, okay, here we are.
We're gonna edit that out. No,
Yeah, we'll edit it all together.
and
Good.
then we never will. What are you guys gonna make it to 100? What episode is this? Was the moral of the
This will
question
be
I was trying to
episode
ask?
47.
No way. There's been more than that, right?
Maybe I am going on I think our Trello. Nick and I keep a Trello, or we keep all the episodes, and I'm going on here. 40. No, it's episode 49.
Episode 49. So we're almost halfway.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I didn't even realize we were that close. We'll have to do something special for the 50th episode. Perhaps another Power Hour.
Oh God, that was you. Everybody, Joey came to like dinner after the Power Hour, and I was like, "Are you wasted right now?" And you're like, "Nah, I just need to eat something." We were at fucking down there. What's it called? Red
I don't
Hook.
remember where we went.
Red
Oh,
Hook
the Red
Brewery.
Hook Brewery. Yeah.
And I was like, "No fucking way."
I really
You just
wasn't
drink
that bad.
6
I wasn't
beers.
wasted, but because
You were pretty drunk
yeah, we were.
for like 7 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah, we did during the week.
Yeah.
That was probably
Anyway.
not a good choice.
Anyway, so next week is quarter, half.
Yeah,
half the
half.
century mark here.
Half century. That's
Half a
half of
century
the
mark,
100 best
which
beers
is
of all
almost
time.
a year, which means you guys have been doing this for over a year. Because did you record some episodes before?
Yeah,
airing
so we
the
definitely been
episodes?
recording for more than a year now. Yeah.
Okay, well that's cool. That's a landmark. So
hmm
that's pretty cool. So
We
are you
keep-
guys
we keep-
are you guys gonna make it to 100 beers?
Absolutely.
The tagline
It's
of
the
your
100
show.
best beers of all
The
time.
tagline of your show is the 100 best beers of all time.
And we won't do an episode more.
Arbitrary, and that's the question is
No.
after 100,
done.
what the fuck do you do? What do you do? What's your plan?
After 100, we'll have made so much goddamn money on this podcast.
Tell me
we'll be able
tell
to
me your
retire.
plans. And I suppose I should be asking this while Nick is here. But Nick, we miss you.
Of course, he's been jet setting for the
I
better part of a goddamn
know.
month.
He's a big old traveler.
He's coming home from Florida. He was in the Atlanta airport. That's where that voicemail came from. No, I think that the plan is to do 100 and see what's
and then
next.
that's the end. You say
Yeah.
one hundo.
Again, by then we'll have made so much money.
Goodbye-o.
We can retire and rest on our laurels.
Mhm, yeah.
At
At age 27, 28.
yeah, until then,
retire.
well, no, it'll be
Retire
29
on a
28, 29 now.
successful
What do you got?
podcast empire.
There it is.
That's
yeah,
what yeah.
yeah, that's the plan.
Obviously, that's what I was trying
So
to
that's
say.
the plan, and we'll make our first billion on cold cans, and we'll retire.
Cold Cans Nation.
But
Got to support.
before we can do that, we have to put this one on here, and you're gonna have to help rank it.
You guys speaking gibberish on these rankings, you know.
What do you mean?
I don't know the categories. And I don't want to hear it from T to T.
From T to T?
No, I don't. I
um,
don't want that.
I won't give you T to T. Our categories are beer tiers. Cream of the crop is what ranges.
Wait,
from,
do you actually call them beer tiers, or did
Yeah,
you
the
just come
beer
up with
tiers.
that? Okay. I was
No,
like,
I didn't
that
just
was
come up
pretty
with
good.
that. Oh, well, I just came up with that.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
Beer tiers. Current number 1, Pseudo Sue.
I
all
wanna
the
try
way.
that.
It's fantastic.
They had it at Chuck's Hop Shop, and you guys talked about it. And Chuck's Hop Shop is 14 steps away from our front door, and we
Yeah.
didn't know that. That's
So
the worst.
The cream of the crop, Pseudo Sue, I believe, all the way down to. I feel like I change this every time. I think it's all the way down to Elysian Night Owl Pumpkin Ale. Then the
Well,
next,
it's not in the cream of the crop.
the,
then.
the next tier is Wild Card, and that's a big one. Nick and I recently tried to break that one up. I think we're still coming up with the best way to do it. That one ranges from Red Hook ESB all the way, and this is way down, all the way down to Eyinger Brow Ice. And Eyinger. And then we have the deplorables. These are like mass market beers, and that's Guinness Drought Stout all the way down to
Did you say Guinness Drought Stout? Not
Guinness Drought
Draft?
Stout. Guinness
Draft
Drought Stout
Stout.
all the way down to Olympia, and then what did I say? Guinness
It's
Draft.
Drought? Not
Damn it! I
draft.
said it again. Sorry, I
You
was.
said drought, like
I was
like
so
it
paying
has a
attention to the
brain.
rankings.
I know, and I called
Guinness
you
Draft
out,
Stout
and
all the
I
way
said
down to-
not draft, and you just said yeah, drought.
Guinness Draft
Nobody
Stout.
else noticed that.
There's no one else here. I know you think the listeners are here.
They're here.
It's just you
They're
and I.
here.
And then Russian Radioactives is Palisades Pineapple all the way to the end, Sparks. So it's not radioactive, but I'm not sure it's much better than. I feel like it's between the wild card and the deplorables ranking. And so
I
that
mean,
would put
what was
it
the
at
bottom of the wild card and top of the like? Can you give me like?
it's Guinness Draft Stout is the
Is
top
it
of the.
not
So I'll give you the
drought?
top 3 of
really
the.
dry here.
I'll give you the top 3 of the deplorables. It's Rolling Rock, up to PBR, up to Guinness Draft Stout, and that's 30 through 32, and then 27 through 29 is Tecate, Heineken, and Ayinger Brauweiss.
I think this could probably rest safely below Tecate.
Below Tecate. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's crazy
Like,
that you said that.
If this, like, maybe if I squeezed like one of those honey bears, like the bears filled with honey, into this, it would.
What?
Be,
Oh yeah,
'cause
like
it's
a honey
thing.
container.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got what
do
you're
you
saying.
mean? You were so confused.
No, I had no idea what you're talking
like
about.
the honey guy, the honey bear. Into it would taste like something.
Oh, I was gonna say I feel like it would still taste like this. I just
I
feel like
don't
honey doesn't
know.
impact beer all that much.
I don't know. Again, I keep thinking of the Honey Saison from Honolulu Brewworks. If Honolulu Brewworks is listening to us, send us
a couple
beer. They don't
Saisons.
sell them in the mainland.
Or if like Nick's cousins are listening, send us more beer. Or
yeah,
Jack from
Pseudo
Texas.
Sue, all of the people who send
Or anyone
them
who's donated beer.
I
you're
don't get
very
to drink
generous.
any
the
of
people
them.
from
but-
Pyramid, yes.
Yeah, but we love it. They love it, I would assume.
Okay.
That means they don't have to go to QFC like I did tonight and just stare at the vast amount of beer that I
Right.
don't know what. But anyway, but a Tecate, if you squeeze a lime into that fucker, it's great.
It is.
It's all it takes.
But wouldn't this be also great, or not?
If you squeeze a lime into it, or
No, just in. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But on
that
like
was
a summer
that was
day.
A strange, yeah, on a summer day.
I thought
yeah.
that's what you were going for with it. Yeah.
No, I was still using my honey bear reference that you didn't understand. Like if you squeezed honey into it, maybe it would actually taste like honey. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I like it. I like it just below Tecate, which would put it at our 28th best beer of all time. 50, which is pretty much the middle of the pack, and that's kind of what it was. I think it has some room to grow.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
Melvin Killer Bees American Blonde Ale, you're quite all right.
You are quite all right.
You're quite all right. You're absolutely average.
Oh, damn it. I was gonna segue to say, and you know what? You're quite all right, my American Blonde. But then you said you're absolutely average. And that kind of shot that
We'll
down.
take that back. I never said that. Say it
Yeah.
again.
You know what? You're my American Blonde, and you're quite all right yourself, Devon. Thanks for joining the show.
Bye, listeners.
Goodbye.
And if you're still listening, like us on Instagram, follow us, all of that jazz.
Oh, good
we
job.
like you. We like you all, and we want to know how much you like them. They won't plug themselves, so I'm going to plug them for themselves. Follow them on Twitter. It's at Cold Cans Pod. Yeah, at Cold Cans Pod.
That's what it is.
Instagram is Cold Cans Pod as well. Like them, rate them, subscribe to them. They need it. They love it. It'd be awesome. Okay, bye.
The Cold Cans podcast is recorded in the Overcast Room at Cloud Studios in Seattle, Washington. Visit cloudstudiosseattle.com